Laugh, only laugh. All you got to do is boogie. Good evening. Good evening. Okay, enough of that playing. I'm doing good, folks. How's everybody out there in gardening land? Hope that everyone's doing good. I myself, I'm doing quite fine. I'm doing quite well. I just got home from work. Everything is fine. Yeah, living. Oh man, I'm thinking about driving to a Walmart. It's further away from me, and maybe they might have seeds. But the smartest thing I'm going to do before I go there, if I decide to go, is call first. Wait a minute. If I drive to a Walmart, I lose my savings because of spending money on fuel. Well, that's not a good idea. Never mind. Scratch that idea. I'm just a little anxious to get some seeds. I have some being delivered here today in the mail, and I just want to go out and get some of those 50-cent seeds that Walmart's going to have on sale. I want the 50-cent seeds because they're 50 cents and they're high quality seeds. 50-cent seeds, folks. That's what I'm thinking about. The crisp packs of peppers, hot. And they got the Mexican peppers did really well last year. Really well. Lots of peppers. Oh, hello, hello, hello. I got somebody here, a new person I haven't seen before, but I appreciate you stopping by. Um, I'm a gardener, as you already probably know, and I'm thinking of going out and getting more seeds because my addiction leads me to continuously garden even in the dead of winter. Been watching you for a long time. Wow, thank you. I didn't think that many people saw me, but I had something happen about 2 days ago when I went into a store, a gardening department. A gentleman shook my hand and said, "You're the morning gardener." And I said, "Hello, hi." I didn't recognize him, but he obviously remembers me. Let's see, have a gardening addiction too. Oh, you got it too. Now, is it winter where you're located? Is it winter where you are? Fabulous and savings. Yeah, I love to save money. Love to save money when it comes to gardening. Because see, the great thing about gardening to me, just to save money is this: imagine growing beautiful melons or corn, and you spent fraction of the money to do it because you knew what you were doing. Big, pretty, healthy pieces of corn or cucumbers with the crisp taste and the smell of the fresh cucumber. It's incredible. And if you know what you're doing, you get big, beautiful pieces of fruit that um, that if you took pictures of your vegetables, they could be in a magazine. Those type of vegetables, and I like vegetables that are very dense, full of nutrients. Oh, I love to pick my brain. Okay. And I just think that it's just an incredible deal. It's an incredible deal. Now, I have plenty of seeds. Don't misunderstand me. I have plenty of seeds, but I want uh, certain seeds. And this year, I came up with a plan on everything that I'm going to do. Now, I bought a lawnmower. I don't know if you seen that show yesterday. We talked a lot about my lawnmower, which I'm using that to save grass clippings. Um, yeah, every garden every year except I have it this year. And last week I live in an apartment. Oh, okay. You live in an apartment. Oh my goodness. Um, because it was a gentleman I knew years ago. We used to sing, go out to the karaoke, and he lived in an apartment. And he told me, "Man, I'd love to do that. Love to do that." And I said, "Well, yeah. Why don't you do it?" He said, "Because I live in an apartment." And I said, "Okay." I said, "But you have a balcony out there." And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Get you a couple of 5 gallon buckets and set them up. Get some pretty soil and put in there, and get you some tomato plants, some cucumber plants, and some, whatever you like, and and go to the restaurant and get you some buckets. Some of the restaurant 5 gallon, 3 gallon buckets. They'll give them to you because they go in the trash anyway. Don't even have a balcony. Yeah, okay. All right, no balcony. Let's see. The only thing you got left is windowsills because they got, I think, something called an earth pot where they hang onto the window and you put, yeah, you put plants in them. But this is a much smaller situation, but nevertheless, it's coming home and seeing the cucumbers grow and the tomatoes or herbs. Oh, I'm doing herbs this year. Let's see something. Yes, yes. I think it's just a beautiful deal. I love the taste of a fresh pepper. I love the taste. Wow, fresh herbs. Yeah, fresh herbs is great. Great. I tried. Look, let me tell you what I did last year. I made some pesto and ruined it because the plants were huge and beautiful. So I just ripped off the whole top and put them in the blender. And I don't think I put oil in there with them. Yeah, oil, like an olive oil. And but the problem I created was don't put the stems inside of there. Not the stems. If I would have been fine if I'd have just put the leaves in, just the leaves. I put the stems in, and no matter how much I mean, I ran that blender till it warmed up, and it still didn't do away with those stems. So my lesson to myself is never to do that again because if you do it with just the leaves, you're gonna be fine. I would have had some beautiful pesto. The leaves, you should saw the leaves on these the basil, and actually I saved the seeds from those basil plants. I saved the seeds, and I love saving the seeds from basil. So this year, I hopefully I'll be able to save the seeds from the basil as well because they grow better as you keep using the same seeds. It's a tedious task. Yes, it is very tedious, so to speak. I really, oh man, I just, ah, and I can't wait to try this out. Wait a minute, I can go out there today and try it. That's for spraying my trees. I got this 2 days ago. What was it yesterday? Yesterday. I got it yesterday. I'm not advertising the brand name or anything. I'm just saying I got it because this thing really does. It's got all these. It's got three different nozzles in one: spray, direct, shower, things like that. And I'm going to put. Wow, it's got a 5 year warranty on it. Always read your labels, folks. Let's see. Yes. good clearance. No, no, no. This one wasn't the clearance. I got a I got a lawnmower yesterday that's going to do the cutting of the grass, and that was on clearance. It was marked down from $200 down to 100. And you can see it's a bag option in the back. It's not the most. It's a what is it? A Troy built, and and I have a Troy built what they call things weed trimmer, and it does an excellent, outstanding job. But he marked this down, as you can see, the price here was $119. No, excuse me, $219. Marked it down to 100, and he let me go out the door with it. He let me go right out the door with it. He said, "There you go," and you just give him this piece of paper and tell him the manager said for you to pay this price. I said, "Okay, thank you, sir." I shook his hand and I looked him in the face and I said, "I got to remember this man, because this man, he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do that." If you have a Home Depot in your location, folks, a Home Depot, go there and see if they have fertilizer or anything that you can use for your garden that would help you along the way. Tools they won't really break down in price, but fertilizers, $7 and some change, went down to $2 a bag. This is a 3 pound bag. Let's just say there aren't any more there in my store. There's no more there. They're all gone. They're gone. I use a flatbed when I got them. Let's just say that. Um, Felt a little guilty on the way, but I said, these are just sitting there, dead of winter. We were here, and the next day was supposed to be some flurries. And I went out to the back of their property. I looked at the cow manure. I looked at it. I said, bags are frozen. I said, okay, I'll get some of that before it warms up, because once it warms up, you're not going to see those items there. But cow manure in my location goes quick, because it's a rarity in my location. People just don't see cow manure in bags, and they think that if I get this cow manure, I'm gonna grow the biggest pumpkins, and I'll grow the biggest watermelons, and oh yeah, peppers are being, so it's not. Cow manure is good stuff. I'm not gonna knock it, but uh, it's not a magic bullet. That's all it is. It's not a magic bullet. You have to know how to work with the cow manure or the horse manure in order to get a bumper crop, so to speak. There are certain little things that people that have been gardening for years know, or how to grow big melons, or how to grow corn. They know this stuff. They know this stuff that helps them out. So when I see those magazines, I see all those beautiful melons and all this beautiful corn, and I see all these beautiful shiny peppers. Then people know what they're doing, and that's how they grew that stuff. And some of them might not all be natural that they're feeding it. But I know that I grew some peppers last year that were beautiful, peppers. They could have been in a magazine, and they were beautiful. They tasted great, um, and I loved them. Um, my biggest challenge is growing bell peppers. For some reason, I keep getting a plant that'll give me one, maybe two bell peppers. And I said, okay, I know what I got to do. I got to read up more on bell peppers and find out what are their needs, their requirements in order for them to give up a bumper crop. Now, one thing I did learn is that there are some varieties of bell peppers that produce heavily. Now, that's a word that I had to get familiar with, because they produced heavily. I don't have it in front of me right now, but it's a type of pepper that produces heavily, heavy, excuse me, bumper crop. They're known for that. So what did I do? I went and, go and got that particular pepper. The California Wonder is a very good pepper. That's the one I've been growing for years, and I will continue to grow it. But this year, I got the ones that grow very, very, very high numbers of peppers, and that is supposed to be a large pepper. They got one called a king pepper, king bell pepper, and it grows. It's supposed to be growing. It's supposed to grow very fast as well. So that's where I'm at with that. So, needless to say, I kept looking for peppers that will produce heavily. Now, I also went back to my old school, which is chili peppers. Now, why did I get chili peppers? Okay, it's a hot pepper. It's a hot pepper, and I'm going to do a large number. Maybe I'm going to do about maybe 15, maybe 20 plants. I'm going to do, and I'm going to do the same thing with the bell peppers. And cucumbers, maybe 2 plants, maybe, you know. I'm still going to do corn. I'm going to do corn because corn is some seeds that I got from some plants that I had down there from last year. I'm going to get some corn from those seeds and see how they grow when you go back and use the seeds. And it's a corn called peaches and cream. Now I know peaches and cream is a hybrid. I got that, but I want to try it myself just for the hell of it. Just for the hell of it. Just for the hell of it. And that's it. That's it. I mean, I really had a. Oh, and I definitely did do my squash again because I like the squash. But I should have read up on the squash before I would have bought these seeds. They just say yellow straight neck squash. Well, there's some squash that produces real heavy, and the others that don't produce as heavy. But zucchini is another one that they're heavy feeders. You put them in on your property. If uh, you don't have the soil that is loose and allow the roots to run on these type plants that we're talking about. If you don't have that, you are not going to get uh, you know, a good turnout. You're not going to get enough of what you're looking for. If you digging small holes like this and jamming the plant down in that hole, and if your clay soil is tight and it's not allowing for the roots to move around, excuse me, you have to loosen the soil up. And one way to do that is with organic materials. That's it. You put them in a large enough hole so that their roots can run outward and downward, and you got something to work with. You put them in a little hole, that plant will just push against and say, okay, I'm not going to fight this. I don't have the energy to do it. But if you put them in the right hole with the right amount of nutrients there, and you stay on them, stay on them, check them every day, you're going to get a bumper crop. And that's just that simple. I think about it this way. Your soil is not going to produce anything that's not already in it. If you have enough nutrients and loads of organic matter and biology in your soil, then you're going to get that kind of reaction. Because, I mean, I know one farmer that was in a video, and he really, I mean, I like what story he told. The young lady says he's one of the only farmers that grows this red bell pepper in the town where he's from. And one thing he does is he collects tons of leaves, and he showed trucks dumping leaves on his property, mountains of leaves. And he'll do that for 3 years. Whatever property he go to and decide this is going to be my farm here. For 3 years, folks, he would do nothing but dump leaves on it. After that third year, he'll start planting peppers on it. Now think about that for a second. He is literally dumping tons of organic matter into that soil. The biology in that area must be going crazy. The black food is there, everything's there. The soil is moist, easy to crawl and move through because of the organic matter that's there. Folks, that's what I do. I add organic matter to my soil, and that's why I bought the lawnmower, because the lawnmower is going to allow me to um, mulch the soil, put it around my plants, uh, keep the weeds down, but yet keep the weeds, and then I'll still be doing my chop and drop. I'm going to load the earth in that area up with organic matter. It's just that simple. And let me hold you return, if only for the night. Well, that's it for me today, folks. This has been the Morning Garden Show. Thank you very much for tuning in. And remember to let's do it again real soon. And might be coming on today again at maybe 6 o'clock. Might do a show at 6. Might do a show at 6. I'm going right now to my property and check my soil temperature. I just want to see what it's like this time of day. We got the sun out there beaming. We got clay soil, and we want to make sure that we learn as much as we can about this soil. And that's it. That's it, folks. This is the Morning Garden. Remember to keep on growing.